Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories as always. I'm your host Chris Jack. Today, an absolute grail pickup of mine. Super excited to share this one with you guys today. The Nike Sacai VaporWaffle, which just released recently in December. So without further ado, let's check it out. Alright, so these images first leaked at I think one of the fashion weeks about a year or maybe even 2 years ago now. I never really know with COVID things that happened all the way throughout 2020. But this is one I've had a keen eye on since originally seeing those photos. It's always one of those shoes that's polarizing at first. People see it and they're like, man, that's the ugliest shoe I've ever seen. Like, I'll never wear those, that kind of thing. For me, it was a little bit different because I was actually super intrigued by this, having been a fan of some of the other Sacai models in the past. I was really interested to see what this particular one looked like on foot and obviously in hand. And I can comfortably say that this is probably one of my favorite releases in a hell of a long time from Nike. And speaking of the older models, I've got two of them over here. This was the black sort of nylon satin one, and then one of the OG colorways with the red, yellow, and silver. Two incredibly awesome shoes. I've had some of the other colorways in the past, of course, as well, that some of you guys might have seen. So that whole sort of design theory of the double stacked midsole outsole combination and just kind of the overextension of the like kind of door stopper vibe that you get on the back of the shoe has really been reimagined, and it's kind of an awesome transition from this into this for me. It just made it a little bit more acceptable or accepting, if you'd call it that. So I really had no problem with trying out this pair. And just arrived recently. I put them straight onto feet and they are insanely comfortable, at least for me that is, underfoot, but we'll get into that a little bit later. For those of you who don't know, Sacai started by Chitose. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Sorry if I'm getting that incorrect. However, she's no stranger to different collaborations that she's done with Nike in the past. She's done a dunk as well, and obviously the ones that have really taken off in the marketplace, the LD Waffles. This particular version of it is just really an extension of that design theory as mentioned. It really just takes it to extraordinary levels just with proportion. A lot of people say this is obviously quite a big shoe on foot. For me, it actually feels pretty good from a size perspective. But let me get into the details of the shoe, starting with the outsole. You've just got a full black rubber with the Nike logo outsole over here, different traction points throughout, especially in the heel section over here where it kind of ramps up. Now the midsole is obviously the most eye-catching part, at least for me. It's a 3-stacked layer of different foams used here to create that comfort underfoot, but also to create this absolutely incredible silhouette of these different elements. Moving into the upper of the shoe, this particular colorway utilizes green suede, green leathers, and yellow mesh with black sort of overlays or fused overlays up towards the top. One of the awesome features over here is the double stacked swoosh. The shoes actually draw an inspiration from two different models, the Nike Zoom Pegasus and the Vaporfly as well. Both of these little swooshes here, you'll see the one at the bottom, which is just kind of faded out in white over there, is paying homage to the Vaporfly itself. And then just above here, the Pegasus swoosh done in a green leather. Now the base, as mentioned, is just a yellow mesh over here. It is quite a widespread mesh, so you're getting a lot of airflow throughout the shoe. I don't really know if it's a good vibe for winter, because it's literally just airflow right through the shoe itself. But for us here in summer, an absolutely perfect one for that. Just above that, you'll notice a bit of dark coloring here. It's kind of these black fused overlays, which basically form part, I think, of this lacing system, just giving that sort of reinforced structure. And then in and around the eyelet section of the shoe, you've got this very, very light sort of yellowy, brownish basic suede, which forms where the eyelets are on the shoe. Now the tongue itself utilizes this kind of nylon-y mesh as well that you can see throughout the upper, and that's done in a white. It is a double stacked tongue, something that we've seen on previous Sacai models. And from a branding perspective, you've got the Nike Sportswear logo done in white and black, with predominant white at the bottom, and then the Nike Sacai co-branded logo done on the black version above. From a lacing perspective, as we saw with the LD Waffle here as well, they do provide you with 2 sets of laces with the Sacai's. It's quite an annoying thing for me, if I'm going to be really honest. It's a mission to basically relace and lace these things up because getting 2 laces through one hole, pretty difficult. With this VaporWaffle, they have given two different kinds of laces. You've got the normal cotton lace done in black, and then you've also got like a ribbon type lace, which is a bit thinner. So it's made it a little bit easier for lacing up and relacing and all of that, which is done in white. They do also give you a second set of laces here, which is just white flat cotton laces, if you want to take out that ribbon one and have a bit more of a thicker sort of style in terms of the dual lacing on top. Just swinging around to the heel section of the shoe, you do have the Nike Sacai branding here, which has just been sublimated onto this yellow heel tab. And then just over that, you've got kind of like nylon-y pull tab, which has just been sewn into that with a little yellow Nike swoosh at the bottom. Now I'm just wanting to go inside of the shoe here to show you the sock liner, which is done in a white mesh, but you can really just see the airflow there, basically how open it is when looking into the shoe. And that's just a really awesome thing for me. Like, I do like the shoes to be very, very flowy when it comes to air. Then the insoles of the shoe, they're just yellow underneath. You do have the Nike Sacai co-branding done in the heel section, and that, I believe, is on both shoes. One small little detail that I've noticed here, the size tag, which is sewn into the insole of the shoe and not into the actual shoe itself, is also done in this like transparent plastic. It's the first time I've ever seen that. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before. Normally it's just a white tag that's sewn in there, but this actually has sort of a plasticky, transparent look to it. Now, as mentioned earlier in the review, I found these to be insanely comfortable on foot. I know some of the other reviews out there say that they're not really the most comfortable, but for me, for some reason, I really do feel that foam underfoot, and as an absolute cushioning system, it works incredibly well, at least for me. From a sizing perspective, I did go with a half size down on this particular pair, so UK 8.5, when my true to size is a UK 9. They fit me absolutely perfectly. Like, I would definitely suggest going a half size down, or at least if you have the opportunity, as always, try a pair on before buying. But this is definitely the size for me. Now, from a pricing perspective, these did drop for $180 US, if I'm not mistaken, 160 pounds. This particular pair came from Dover Street Market in the UK. So yeah, the price tag on there is 160 pounds. We didn't get them locally here in any of our local retailers in South Africa. There was a drop on Nike sneakers. Now, if you are looking to get a pair of these, you will have to look to the aftermarket purchase, obviously. The prices on them are reasonably high. I mean, locally here, anywhere between 9.5 to like sort of 12.5, 13, depending on the colorway. There are some pairs at our store, story.capetown here in Cape Town, at 166 Batencrux Street in our physical store, or you can shop online at www.story.capetown to purchase a pair of these. We don't have this particular colorway, at least not yet. None of our sellers have brought them in, but we do have a beautiful white and fuchsia color as well. But that's all for this review of the Nike Sacai VaporWaffle. It's definitely not the last colorway that I plan on getting. I really want that black and white one and the white one. Pretty much all of them, to be very honest. I think this shoe is absolutely incredible. If you guys do have any further questions, please drop them in the comment section below, or feel free to hit me up on sneakerstories.tv on Instagram, of course. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe right here for more content, unboxings, and reviews like this down the line. But that's all for me for today, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.